We actually get Denims' response to Kaceytron. I'm just going to read it out here. This apology, which I can only assume was somehow forced to extract a settlement, was painful to listen to. It is absurd and ironic that Ethan accuses Hassan of being a puppeteer while LARPing as a comic book villain in this way. While it is unfortunate that Ethan appears to have been able to exert control over her in this way, I am happy that Kaceytron was given the opportunity to minimize the harm to her family, avoid the risk of losing her home, and move on from Ethan's lawsuit. I want to make several things clear. My trial date is 10/26/26, and I look forward to beating Ethan in court. While Kaceytron and likely Frogan, so she runs Frogan under the bus. While Casey and likely Frogan have caved to Ethan Klein, which is a decision I doubt they have made lightly, settling this is not an option for me. It is not an option for me because it would set a precedent that endangers the financial security of any streamer that creates React content. If you create content that involves commenting on videos on Twitch or enjoy consuming reaction content, you should be on my side. If you don't believe me, please read ahead and let me convince you. So as a lawyer, this is false. If you settle, it is not part of a court's decision. A judge has not decided. That's the whole idea of settlement. It avoids a judge's decision. I watched and reacted to Ethan's highly anticipated content nuke shortly after it aired. Make no mistake, my coverage more than doubled Ethan's video in length. Ethan's video spanned roughly 104 minutes. I spent 230 minutes reacting to it, critiquing and commenting on his video and the content in it, during which I paused 210 times. That means I added 120% of the runtime and commentary, on average pausing every 30 seconds to add 36 seconds of commentary. This commentary length is substantially more than Asmongold, XQC, or any of the many other streamers and YouTubers that watch the content nuke in full. I don't believe that for a second. And the whole idea that other people have committed a crime, it's like a police officer. He sees 5 people speeding. He catches the last person speeding because that's what happens. And he hands a ticket. And then the person says, well, what about those 4 people who were speeding ahead of me? No. You're the one I caught. You're the one that is going to get the ticket. That's how the law works. As we know, Ethan decided not to sue Asmongold, XQC, or anyone other than the 3 of us. But he wouldn't sue them. They didn't intentionally try to deprive him of revenue, and you said yourself that you did. This notion is frivolous and is a fabrication. Ethan claims he is pursuing his claim against me only because of some claimed malicious intent on my part. There are 2 statements that Ethan falsely claims demonstrates my intent, along with his conspiracy theory about collusion with Reddit moderators, none of whom I have ever communicated with. The first statement is my response to a chat message. I read it out loud. We're relying on you to stay alive so we don't have to give the nuke views. And then replied, yeah, I'm going to stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it. I hope this is self-evident, but it would be bizarre for me to take that opportunity to bring attention to this group of people and how they actually should watch his video on his channel. It isn't my place. I don't care, and making a big deal out of it would only encourage the zealotry that Ethan is upset about. I merely acknowledged that I was going to react to it and moved on. Drawing a broader narrative based on a chat message I did not write is delusional, but she did respond to the chat message. So it's not the chat message itself, it's the response which makes you guilty. The second statement is a throwaway shill comment I said after the video before signing off. Well guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content. As an aside, the statement is factual. Almost certainly, if someone watched my coverage, they had no interest in watching Ethan's video. Pause. The fact that she's saying this statement is factual is very bad news for her. So it's not opinion, right? It's not opinion. It's factual. Okay, unpause. They had no interest in watching Ethan's video without addition of critical commentary and never would have. Regardless, this statement does not characterize my intent. At most, you can say this is mean-spirited comment and poor taste. Making a joke like this is too far, and Ethan Klein deserves more respect. I humbly request that we take this opportunity to question Ethan's framing of events and call a spade a spade. Ethan is bullying people who said things about him he did not like, and he can do that only because he has more money than them. In doing so, and then yada yada, and let's go to donation. This is really bizarre, I think, coming from Denims. Denims clearly committed copyright infringement. I don't think if you take it to, I think even if you ask her own law firm, remember, this is the same law firm that agreed to Kaceytron's apology. When Denims is saying Kaceytron was forced to make this statement, do you know who wrote this statement? It was probably Ethan Klein working with Kaceytron's attorneys. Their main attorneys are the same attorneys you have, Denims. So if you should be mad at anyone, why not be mad at your own attorneys? And this basically sets her up to fail. Her own attorneys have decided to settle Kaceytron's case because they can't win. Why would you make your client eat bullshit if you could win? So I put it out there. If the attorneys felt they had a good case, fair use, or whatever defenses they would bring, why humiliate, absolutely wreck Kaceytron's image in this way? Right? Her whole idea of making money online is her image, personality, transparency. Honestly, she didn't give a damn about Palestine, according to Kaceytron herself. She feels bad about Asmongold's mom, even though she attacked Asmongold and his mom. All these things, other than Hassan Abi, all these things that Kaceytron said, we know she doesn't want to say. It's like feeding her horseshit. But she ate that up. And why would that be the case? It's because the lawyers didn't think they could win. If they could win, why force your client? You might be like, oh, she's going to lose her home. And no, if you can win, you get Ethan Klein to pay for your very expensive lawyers. That's how it works, right? Again, in the American system, typically you pay for your own lawyers. But if Kaceytron did not commit copyright infringement, and this is a frivolous lawsuit, that is a word that Denims used, then Ethan Klein would be on the hook for your attorney fees. These same attorneys that are now giving you their opinion on your case, Denims, told Kaceytron to settle and eat horseshit. Those are your attorneys.